Good morning from a brilliant Fantasy Island. I am the CHALL, and today Chall Chats Fantasy Island. This park is a classic park. This is a classic amusement park for the families. It was taken over a few years ago now by the Mellors Group. It's got some fantastic rides, Millennium, Odyssey, it's got some fantastic dark rides, and overall, it's just a wonderful experience. So join me today as we take a trip around all the attractions and review them individually here at Fantasy Island in Skegness.
Thank you so much for visiting us here today, and do come back and see me again, won't you? You too, missus. So, boys and girls, don't be shy. Give me a wave and say goodbye. I'm sad to go, I cannot tell a lie. So please, everyone, please wave to me goodbye. 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 Ta-da!
So we are about to enter Millennium. This is a custom Vekoma MK1200 roller coaster that opened back in May 1999. It has a length of 2,821.5 feet, a height of 150 feet, 55.9 miles per hour max speed, 2 loops and a sidewinder inversion. Now then, this is one of the classic Vekoma roller coasters here at Fantasy Island, one of the classic Vekoma coasters here in the UK. Now, obviously, the last sort of classic Vekoma coaster that I did before Millennium is the corkscrew, at the classic corkscrew at Alton Towers, which was removed back in 2008. So it's been a while since one of these Vekomas came my way. So let's get on Millennium. Again, I love the futuristic queue line here. Really good. So I love the classic and futuristic modern mixed together in the queue line. It's a good classic collage of themes. So really looking forward to this. So we're here for the Vekoma. Are we going to get a back row? I love a front row, I love a back row. I don't mind either way. So let's head on Millennium, the Vekoma looping roller coaster. So we have just come off Millennium, the classic Vekoma 1999 roller coaster. Overall, pretty smooth. Had a couple of goes on it, pretty smooth, not gonna lie. Obviously the older Vekoma coasters with the old profile track seem to get this reputation in the industry that it's really rough, or different levels of roughness. I think that's probably the smoothest Vekoma I've done. And I remember, I've got vague memories as a kid of doing the corkscrew. Before it closed in 2008 at Alton Towers. So, and that was, that felt quite rough. So Millennium was a nice, smooth, classic Vekoma coaster, which is very rare in the UK theme parks community in terms of opinions. But it's a very smooth coaster, and I really, really enjoyed it. I'm going to go check out the Odyssey entrance and give you a bit on Odyssey just in case it doesn't open, just to give you a bit of historical context on that one. But Millennium, pretty good. I wouldn't say it's in the top 5 for UK coasters, but it's definitely top 10. Definitely the top 10 because it's one of the better ones out there. So let's go over to Odyssey and give you an update. So Odyssey is a Vekoma suspended looping coaster that opened back in May 2002. It has a length of 2,923.2 feet, a high height of 167 feet and a drop of 141 feet, 62 miles per hour max speed, 5 inversions, nearly 3 minutes of ride duration and nearly 5 Gs. During the 2002-03 season, in the off-season, sections of track were lowered, such as the Big Turn, the Hammerhead, and the 4th inversion, the Sidewinder, and it is also the world's tallest suspended looping roller coaster. Some pretty big history there for such a wonderful ride. Like I said, hopefully, fingers crossed, it is open at some point today, because obviously it would be a real shame if it was closed all day, because the wind level has died down slightly, so we'll see what happens for the rest of the day, but yeah. So we've just done the magical Seaquarium attraction. So this is manufactured by WGH Ltd. So if you don't know who WGH Ltd are, basically they designed the TV favourites ride at the defunct Creakley Bottom of Cricket St Thomas. They also designed Tommy Tinkerboo's Sweet Adventure at Pleasure Island that's now closed. They also designed Dora's World Voyage at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. And you can definitely tell the similarities between Tinkerboo and Seaquarium. Magical, magical, magical dark ride. Just some wonderful, wonderful elements to the attraction. Some wonderful characters. When you're sort of going around obviously you sat in this little boat, for those of you who don't know, you sat in this little boat, you're going around this kind of family dark ride experience, and you're sort of going past all these different types of fish. It's got this very addictive soundtrack, like I can't really go it off by heart, but yeah, it was just a fantastic, magical attraction. It was a wonderful ride for families. Definitely a must-do for everyone of all ages that fit the height requirement for this attraction. Love this dark ride, and I think the animatronics, you can tell it's a classic family dark ride. It gave me Toucan Tours vibes in terms of the magic factor. Overall, really, really loved this ride. So we have come out of the Guardian. Now this is one of the attractions from last year. This is a Simworks Robocoaster. And again, I love this attraction. I think that the different effects around the ride were just fantastic. I think that the screen was fantastic. The way you were arranged was brilliant. Now, it is important to mention that both the Guardian and Harrison Flint's Island Adventure Island, however it's called, basically those two rides are just no filming at all. For those of you who want to film on the rides, contact the park in advance, and it's chest-mounted GoPros only. Chest-mounted only for the rides that you can film on. The only two you can't film on altogether are the Guardian and Harrison Flint. So those are the only two rides that you can't film on at all. For me though, like I said, this is just a fantastic attraction. A wonderful dark ride, some great screen effects. I think the screen quality is better than Darren Brown's Ghost Train at Thorpe Park, which is now just called Ghost Train. I'm going to do the new Ghost Train hopefully next year in Hyperia's opening year. So yeah, really loved it. Apart from that, just loved it. Screen quality, like I said, was better than Darren Brown. For me, the story was nice to follow as you're becoming this Guardian and you're taking down this beast, this creature, and you are helping the rest of the dragons slay the beast. And it was a very nice storyline to follow throughout, and overall a wonderful dark ride. So we're about to enter the Log Flume. This is manufactured by WGH Ltd, keep getting that wrong, and it opened back in 1995. So this ride is almost, give it a couple of years, this ride is almost 30 years old. Let's go on and we'll tell you all about it afterwards. Was the Log Flume, not too bad. Not as much for Soka as Valhalla or Apache Falls, but for me I think that was a pretty good ride. Nice pop soundtrack around the ride as well. Rhombus rocket flying about as well, got a nice dueling element with Rhombus rocket. Overall a pretty sweet ride. I might have some re-rides on Millennium later, but yeah, that was the Log Flume. Brilliant ride. So this is the site of Volcanic Eruption, or Volcano, an S&S space yacht tower that opened back in 1998, the same year as Oblivion at Alton Towers. The second of its kind in the UK, with Ice Blast at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. This was one of the scare attractions for the Fear Island event, the Crypt. Obviously it's shut off now, but I thought I'd give you a look around since while we're having a closer look. So this is the old Fear Island promotion. So through there would be the Crypt Scare Maze attraction. So yeah, so loving these attractions so far. I think the greatest thing about the pyramid section of the park is like some of the attractions are all like clamped together in this one little space, which I think is really nice. So you've got all these attractions in one particular space, and then you've got, you know, this kind of intense level of theming as well. So we're going to be heading on to Toucan Tours. This is an ultra Technik monorail-style attraction that first opened back in 1995. And since then it's been adapted, it's been upgraded, and it's been very heavily themed. As you can see by the jungle queue line walking up here. It's just fantastic, the level of detail here at Fantasy Island. And I'll say it now, it puts some, not naming names, some UK parts to absolute shame. So we've got all this wonderful jungle queue theming here. Look at the theming detail here, it's just fantastic. Lovely views from over the top. And yeah, let's go on Toucan Tours. So I've just done Toucan Tours, the ultra Technik monorail attraction that opened back in the 90s, 1995. Now then, this is a lovely themed attraction. It might just be a monorail on paper, but I'll tell you something now, it was nothing but a monorail. It has some brilliant theming going on, some wonderful jungle-like theming. You see the parrots inside the tomb, you see the different Mayan theming, you see the stone heads moving. Overall, just a fantastic attraction, and I really couldn't rate that enough as a family ride. I think the level of detail for a family attraction was spot on. I think that's the main theme here with Fantasy Island. The level of detail, even for kids' rides, is just spot on. And the amount of information and detail that goes into storytelling a family attraction is just unbelievable. Really, really loved that. I think it's a fantastic attraction. Now then, we're going to move on to this one next. This is Mystical Dragon Mountain. This is a dinghy slide attraction that opened again in 1995 by WhiteWater West. Usually a waterside manufacturer. So let's head inside Mystical Dragon Mountain. So this is the queue line then for Mystical Dragon Mountain. So like I said, this is a WhiteWater West dinghy slide that opened back in 1995. So it's an old attraction that's been completely stylised and redeveloped and rethemed to fit the Guardian, to fit the Dragon theme. Really, it looks new, all these theming elements. Comment down below anyone from Fantasy Island and sort of quote me on this. But the theming all looks like new and redeveloped, and they've really gone to town and, you know, storytelling a classic slide attraction. And we've got a bridge in the queue line. We've got a suspended bridge. Keep expecting Toyland to play now. Brilliant addition to the queue line. Yeah, so you can hear the jungle hiss going on. And yeah, so Mystical Dragon Mountain. Love the look and the stylisation. And you know what the thing is here with Fantasy Island? And this is what I love about this place and how unique it is. Some of the attractions are in this indoor pyramid, and the sort of the way it comes together in compactness but in detailed storytelling is unbelievable. I really love how they've mixed all these attractions into this pyramid area and just brought the level of detail of theming up a million notches. So let's go on Mystical Dragon Mountain. So we've just done Mystical Dragon Mountain. This is the exit to the right. Fantastic. Really good. Classic. Yeah, so I think after doing the one at Gulliver's Valley in Rotherham, I could say that one's got a faster kick launch. I think the difference between this one and the one at Gulliver's Valley, the T-Rex Tower, is the T-Rex Tower is like, it's a bit like Depth Charge at Thorpe Park, where you've got this kind of slow tilting lift down into the drop. This one, it's a bit of a kick launch, so you're really launched into it almost instantly. So Fantasy Island gave me a lovely gift today. So this is the lanyard they've given me today. So basically, just to reaffirm the rules on filming, anything on ride has got to be chest mounted. It's got to be chest mounted on ride. Nothing handheld, nothing even on wrists. It's got to be chest mounted. That's really the only thing they allow. You've got to tell them in advance. You've got. If you want to film on the ride, you've got to tell them in advance. It's got to be chest mounted only. And yeah, the only two rides that there's no filming whatsoever are Harrison Flint, which I believe is this one, it is, and the Guardian. So that's the only two rides you can't film on at all. Rest of them, chest mounted only. Chest mounted GoPro only. And of course, being a visitor today with content creating, I got this nice little lanyard. So we're going to head on Harrison Flint's Adventure Island. This is an ETF dark ride system that opened just last year. And yeah, we'll get ready to go. So of course, it's not just the rides and attractions here at Fantasy Island, it's also the arcade. Of course, I've got plenty of experience with arcades after working at Flip Out back in Doncaster, trampoline park that's got an arcade. Shout out to Flip Out. Got a range of different stuff here, got motorcycle games, and if you walk through here, you've got various different claw machines and arcade games, gaming attractions. Want to play Connect 4? You can play Connect 4 in real life, in giant formation. Look all the names there. So you've got a range of different activities here at Fantasy Island. It's not just the rides and attractions. Hit the spot and win a prize. Ding, ding, ding. Yes, you've got a range of stuff here to do that might not be rides related, but you've got some nice arcade games for the families. Obviously, it's not just about the thrill rides here at the park. You've got the little attractions as well. For instance, for the kids, you've got this little tiny egg-shaped drop tower, which I think is a wonderful ride for the families. Now you've got balloon ride here. Now this I've been just obsessed about since I walked through the door here at Fantasy Island, because you get to just fly in one of these little things over the entirety of the site. Because I can't take you on ride today, but this has just been fantastic. Here we go. This is the Rhombus Rocket, the family roller coaster by WGH Ltd Transportation. So Rhombus Rocket is a classic ride. Classic family coaster. There's the Log Flume that we were just on earlier. Wasn't too much of a soaker, that one. Just an alright soaker. Yeah, not too bad from the Log Flume. Get a lovely view there at Fantasy Island. And yeah, we're going to step on the Rhombus Rockets. So, again, the thing about Fantasy Island with the queue lines is the queue lines are nice and weird and unique and intricate. So yeah, this is the Rhombus Rocket, and we'll see you later on this one. Rhombus Rocket. Done the SeaStorm, just been told it's 50 years old. It's been operating for 6 years here at Fantasy Island, but it's been operating for 50 years, which is good going for an old attraction. I thought I'd take this time just to show you what to do when you've got your iCards, when you've got your wristbands. So basically what you do is we'll go up to the attraction entrance. There's the entrance. You scan your wristband on that, so I won't scan it, but basically that's my wristband. I'd scan it on that square just there, and it's basically tap to ride, and then you basically be let in, and of course the usual ride procedure. So of course make sure you do check the height restrictions, because obviously all rides have height restrictions. So check on the website. So again, I'll link the website in the description down below the video. And of course these are the different height restrictions. So you've got the Little Explorer height restriction just there. You've got Adventurer, and then you've got Discoverer, which is the max height. This is for the main thrill rides like Millennium and Odyssey, when of course Odyssey's running. We've only got under an hour left of ride operation now of the rest of the day. I'm going to hold back for the final ride of Millennium of the season. Looks like Odyssey's not going to open today, which is a shame, but we'll hold back on that last ride on Millennium. So Magic is manufactured by Huss. Now the strange thing about Magic is, and the most historic thing about Magic, is that this is the only operating Huss Magic attraction in the country. So just done both Rhombus Rocket and the Magic. So first of all, the Rhombus Rocket. A pretty smooth family coaster. I think the second lap was more forceful than the first lap. For me, I think it has some nice turns, some nice elements, really flow together quite well. For me, I think it intertwines with the rest of the park overall. You get some nice overhead elements just round the corner. Lovely turn coming out of the station, and a lovely forceful turn on the second lap as well. Intertwines with the Flume well. If you're really lucky, like I pretty much was on the second round, you might get a same drop as the Log Flume. So you might intertwine with the Log Flume and drop the same time as Log Flume, which I thought was pretty cool. Then switching over here to the Magic. So this is, like I said, manufactured by Huss Rides. It's the first of its kind in the country. Opened 5 years ago here at Fantasy Island. I think it was pretty good. It wasn't too forceful. I think it was just an alright thrill ride. For me, I think the style of ride, I comment down below if I'm wrong or not, but it feels like a bit of a tri-storm. I'm sure anyone can comment down below whether I'm just playing dumb and it's just a Huss tri-storm, but just worded differently. It's just called a Huss Magic. But it definitely had vibes of a tri-storm when it was going up, so it could just be Huss versions of a tri-storm ride, but comment down below if you know that or not. But yeah, overall, pretty decent thrill ride, and not too bad a thrill. So we're here with Alex, who's from Skegness. I thought I'd get some thoughts from the public about the last day of the season. Have you enjoyed Fantasy Island today?
Yeah, it's been good. I like how it's pretty much dead as well.
Yeah, it's been quiet the ride today, hasn't it?
Yeah, you've been pretty much getting on straight away. So.
What's been your favourite ride and why?
Magic, probably because they sent it the fastest.
Yeah, Magic's a really good ride, a unique ride. How would you rate the park out of 10?
9 out of 10.
9, pretty solid rating. And would you come back next season? So you've got all these, so it's not just in the park, you've got these. So you've got the Go-Karts Attraction just here. If you look there, £8 for 6 minutes. I don't think that's too bad. It's given me like miniature vibes of the one at Disneyland Paris that was outside Hotel New York years ago. And this, now I spotted, again, a Fear Island attraction. This was Outpost. This is a zombie horror survival. So this was one of the Fear Island attractions. So obviously you see the old 30-minute wait time for the scare zone here. So these are some old Fear Island scare attractions. So you had the Outpost just there. I'm guessing this was the exit for Outpost. It's all still set up, so hopefully, fingers crossed, Outpost is back for Fear Island next year, and I'll try and make it down for Fear Island in 2024. You've got the sort of gooey, slimy, grimy barrel theming here, giving you vibes of creepy caves on Earth at Chessington Halloween, at Chessington World Adventure Resort. So you've got some wonderful bits of theming going on there. So you've got the Outpost, you've got the go-karts just around here, and then the rest of the Fantasy Island rides and attractions. So we're going to head back in, and we're going to get some last rides in before we end the season on Millennium, the Vekoma MK 1200 custom roller coaster. So another magical element of Fantasy Island is the Sideshow gate. This is one of them here. Of course, it's a classic Sideshow game here at the theme park. And this is another example of how the magic is instilled into the families at Fantasy Island here in Skegness. So these Sideshow games are a classic part of the theme park experience and amusement park experience. And these classic ones, you can win all these different prizes. You've got big old Spider-Man. You've got all these little prizes at the back. Like I said, it's a very classic, different style of game. And I think it fits with the entire area. I think it fits with the Jellykins coaster behind. We've got the carousel behind as well. You've got some other little rides and attractions off to the side as well. You can hear the Jellykins going on in the background. So yes, you've got all these different games and all these different Sideshow stalls that really match the magical experience of the pyramid area of the park. And another great addition to really entertain everybody of all ages. So that is the end of a wonderful day here at Fantasy Island in Skegness. Some wonderful attractions, but that one there, Harrison Flint's Island Adventure, is probably one of my favourites, or probably the favourite I've got here at the park. A wonderful, wonderful dark ride with some really great interactive elements. What a day we've had here at Fantasy Island. What a way to end the season than with my last ride on Millennium, the classic Vekoma roller coaster launched back in the 90s. So, that is it. That is the end of the theme park season for 2023. We've had some wonderful memories this year, plenty more in 2024, an exciting year for the theme parks in 2024. A huge thank you to Fantasy Island once again for inviting me down here today, and that, you know what that means, I am the CHALL. Ta-ra for now.